All right, my dudes, my lady dudes, welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today, we're looking at a new product. It's been a minute. It's been not too long. I mean, I did do a review of the Fist of the Gadgets, but it feels like it's been a minute. We just haven't been getting a ton of news lately, so I guess this is the only real news that I've gotten. It isn't even really like news like that. But still, today I'm talking about pretty much everything worthwhile in the gold sarcophagus tin and how good of a set this actually is. I mean, the Mega Tins are notorious for being some of the best sets of the entire year because they just give reprints for more or less every single staple good card that needed a reprint that hasn't gotten one yet, and you can pick it up here. So without further ado, I don't want to spend too much time, but we'll jump right into it. So if you don't know how the gold sarcophagus tin works, you get a small tin. It comes with 3 packs, which come with a bunch of commons. It comes with 12 commons, 1 rare, 1 super rare, 1 ultra rare, and 1 prismatic rare, all in one pack, as well as a pack on the front that also comes with, is it 5 different promo cards, and that can be random depending on which ones you get, but there is a set number of those, so we'll start with those. I guess that's the best place to start as anywhere. Starting with that, you have Blue Eyes Alternative Ultimate Dragon, Magician of Black Chaos Max, Exodia the Legendary Defender, Palladium Oracle Mana, Red Eyes Alternative Black Dragon, Neo Kaiser Glider, Obelisk the Tormentor, Slifer the Sky Dragon, the Winged Dragon overall, all 3 of those in alternate arts. Raigeki, Monster Reborn, and then the 3 biggest important promos that I think a lot of competitive players will be looking for: Dimension Shifter, Nibiru the Primal Being, and Dark Ruler No More. Now, there's like a weird pattern in how you're like guaranteed one of the 3 new cards. So Dimension Shifter, Nibiru, and Dark Ruler, you're guaranteed one of those 3, and then you get like a combination of the 2, that's going from like, or then you get one of like Obelisk, Slifer, Winged Dragon of Ra, Raigeki, or Monster Reborn, I think. Or you get 2 of those, and then you get like 2 of like the first 6 as well. The Blue Eyes, the Magician, Exodia, Palladium Oracle, Red Eyes, and Neo Kaiser Glider. I think you get 2 of those, 2 of these, and then 1 of the new promos. So it's kind of weird, but you have a very good chance of pulling the ones you want. And if you open a couple, you're going to be guaranteed to get a couple. You're going to be guaranteed to get probably 1 at least of these. So still a very good chance to pull them. Assuming there's no reprints on that end. You got to assume that, right? But as far as moving to the actual important stuff in the box, the overall card pull of what you can pull. So I broke this up into a couple different ways. I'm going to start with a couple cores because they decided to go after a couple cores when putting them in here, and I'll start from there. So pretty much they have prismatic secret rares in this set, supers and ultras. I'm not really going to talk about commons or rares too much. There are commons and rares in this set for a reason, not because they needed reprints, because they just needed filler from the rest of the year. So none of those cards really ring out to me too much. So we're going to be focusing on the higher rarities. So we're going to start out with the cores, and the first one is Nightmares. This isn't like a whole core, like I'm not talking about Orcas specifically. This is just literally Nightmares, so we're talking about that Link, those Link monsters. So we'll start with Nightmare Mermaid actually getting a huge rarity buff to Prismatic Secret Rare, which is pretty cool. I mean, that's like the card in Orcas that, I mean, you're really just trying to resolve this card to try and win a duel. So it is cool that one is getting the Prismatic Secret Rare treatment. But as far as the rest of them go, Nightmare Cerberus, Nightmare Phoenix, Nightmare Unicorn, Nightmare Griffin, and Nightmare Corruptor Ibli, all getting ultra rare printings here, which is really nice. I mean, any way you look at it, it's a rarity bump for Cerberus and Phoenix, which are, Phoenix is very widely used, Cerberus not as much, but it's still nice to get a little rarity bump there. Griffin and Unicorn really nice because they were secret rares before, so particularly Unicorn, which was like, for the longest time, like almost a $40 card. Like low key, people weren't paying attention to it that much. I mean, a little bit, but not that much. Now finally getting a printing that's going to way lower the price there, make it much more affordable. Griffin never really got as much usage as the rest of them, but it was still secret rare, so it still held around, I think, like $10 for a while. So this brings that down a little bit. And then Ibli always had a couple bucks, and it's just another printing. Hopefully pull that price down as well. But pretty cool that we see all the Nightmares getting new printings. I thought that was much needed. Next up, we'll talk about the Thunder Dragon core. There's a lot of stuff going on here, so So mainly these are running around the Prismatic Secrets and the Ultras. For the Ultras, we're looking at Colossus and Titan. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, literally just Colossus and Titan, going from secret rares to now getting ultra rare printings. That really drops the prices. I mean, Colossus has been way up there for a while, and now we finally have a printing that's going to be like, I don't know, $5, which is kind of crazy to think about. It's going to make this deck way more affordable, which is cool. Titan's now like $1. This ultra is going to be like $1. Which is kind of crazy. And then we also have rarity bumps to Thunder Dragon Hawk, Thunder Dragon Roar, and Thunder Dragon Dark, which are realistically the only 3 you actually play. Maybe you play other ones in a pure Thunder Dragon build, but as far as like Thunder Guard Dragon, when you're only just playing a minimized engine, you're really just playing like Hawk, Roar, and Dark, which is pretty cool. And now they have Prismatic Secret rares, which is a nice printing. I think the Ultra rares from the other set may be actually worth more, but it's still cool to see their printings. It's only going to be helpful to help budget players who still want to play a powerful deck like this get it much easier. Obviously, with all of these meta decks, keep an eye on the ban list. We do have one coming up in, I believe, October, or at least it can be as early as October, so keep an eye on that. I mean, if you're going to pick this up, I know it's going to be much more budget, but still, you don't want to spend $50 just to have the ban list, wreck the new deck you just put together. So keep an eye on that. Next up, as far as cores go, we're going to look at the Dangers. We got some really nice reprints here. We see Bigfoot, Nessie, Thunderbird, and Tsuchinoko all getting ultra rare printings. I believe all 4 of those were secret rares before. Yep, I believe I'm correct there. Which is really nice, particularly Nessie and Tsuchinoko, the biggest engine ones, getting nice reprints, hopefully bringing them much closer to like that $10 mark instead of where they were for the longest time, which was like literally between like $30 and $50, fluctuating between there. Really nice to see that. And then as far as Chupacabra, Mothman, and Jackalope go, all the 3 of those that were either supers or ultras before, all getting Prismatic Secret rares, so actually getting that huge rarity bump, which is really cool, giving extra value to those. Just kind of the unsung heroes. I mean, like, some people really like playing Mothman, some people didn't, but a lot of people did really like playing Mothman. Jackalope, obviously one that like was just as good as Nessie and Tsuchinoko, but was an ultra rare, and people were kind of bummed about that, so finally getting that rarity bump there helps you match your other ones. And then Chupacabra, also one that gets played a little bit here and there depending on the player. Really cool to see. I mean, just lowering the price of the high ones, raising, like, getting a little nicer for the ones that are lower, and just overall good. It's just good. I love this set. I love sets like this. The next core we're going to talk about here is Crusadia. So we have some really nice Crusadia reprints. I mean, a lot of these are just kind of spread around the reprints. I mean, really, it's kind of cool. Starting with the super rares, we have Arborea and Draco, which I believe were both commons. Maybe Arborea was a rare, but either way, it's a rarity bump to an actual foil. Those 2 being 2 of the better Crusadia monsters as is. Crusadia Reclusia getting an ultra rare printing, another really good one there, which is really cool. And then we have, in this Prismatic Secret rares, we have Ecomax, Maximus, and Magius all getting reprints. Maximus being, one of the best ones in the main deck. And then Magius being crucial, not just in actual Crusadia builds, but in like Crusadia Guard Dragon builds, being the only extra deck monster you actually end up using out of those 3, which is really cool. And then Ecomax getting that printing. Ecomax hasn't really seen as much play as you might have thought, but I think he's still like a solid card, and I think he might have his time, especially if they end up giving like Crusadias any more support. He definitely could be like a crucial like disruptor as well as like a game ender. So keep an eye on that. But it's nice to see those changing, especially since this core was like so low rarity, especially the main deck stuff. Seeing all the best ones. I mean, really, we're like Leonis doesn't get it, but like a lot of lists don't even want to play Leonis. And I think maybe there's one more that I can't think of right now off the top of my head. I think there's one more. Whatever. It's not that important. Let's keep moving. And then the last core here that we have for all the decks here is Sky Strikers. As far as Sky Strikers go, it's just really nice, like, rarity downgrades that are going to make this deck super cheap. For the longest time, this was crazy expensive. Now we're going to have like $5 engages, like $3, $2 or $3 like Widow Anchors, and then all the other cards are like rare, so or commons, I mean. So for like all those budget players that really, really wanted to play this deck, but really was too much, you can now get this core for the deck for so cheap. It's so cool for those people. And then at the same time, if you don't want to go after the ultis that are in the OTS packs for like the high rarity extra deck monsters, you can find Shizuku, Hayate, Kagari, and Rei all in here in the Prismatic Secret Rares, which are nice little rarity bumps there to get, like, if you didn't want to go after the ultis and pay that much, you can get these at a way, way, way slash price from those, which is really, really cool. All right, so now we're going to move to the super rares, and we're going to work our way up to the prismatic secrets and just kind of the more random stuff that doesn't really fit into a core, but stuff I just wanted to bring up nonetheless. First, we'll talk about incantations. Candle, Pensaplume, Bookstone, and Talismandra all getting rarity bumps from, I think, rares to super rares, which is kind of nice. I know, like, we just saw like Necros get its first like legitimate top at a premiere event, and this could be a core that gets played a little more, and just that rarity bump just makes it a little nicer for those players. Nothing too crazy though. Cyber Rebsis in a card that's like usually just a one of in Cyber Dragon decks, but it is really a nice card either way you look at it, and it did have a decent price for a while, and now getting a super rare reprint will definitely help that for Cyber Dragon players, because I know Cyber Dragons are not cheap. Deck is not cheap. So this is really nice for those players. F.A. Dawn Dragster here being the last super rare of real note. Just a little rarity bump. Was a rare before. It's getting a reprint here. Being played in a couple decks. I mean, some Guard Dragon builds. Definitely Pendulums, because they abuse like Destrudo a lot and stuff. So so this is a really nice reprint as well. Just a generically good Synchro level 7. Next, we'll move to the Ultras and the kind of random stuff there. We've got Topologic Trisbana. This is a nice little downgrade. I mean, Trisbana's never really been crazy, but this could lower the price a couple bucks. If it was a card you had your eye on, this could put it at a point where you're like finally okay going after, which is nice. Beat Blazement for hire if you're a specific for hire player, and Beat was the one card that's not budget in the whole deck, and that was kind of aggravating you. This should get him down to just a couple bucks where you'll be okay going after the whole deck to finish it off, which is really nice. Next, we have Vampire Sucker. This is one of the unsung, like, amazing reprints here, because Vampire Sucker was like $20 for a hot minute. And now this is going to make her like a $3 ultra rare, which is going to be so nice for those zombie players, because the zombies are hugely popular. You know, there's just a weirdly large fan base that go after like zombies, and this is a really nice card for the archetype. So really nice that it'll definitely lower the price there for those players. Some kind of generically good staples. Dino Wrestler Pankratops, very good. He just got the secret rare like rarity buff, so this is like not the lowest rarity but not the highest rarity, but I guess no matter what, it's like nice if you don't want to pay as many bucks as a secret rare is, and you don't want something that's as common as a common, you can get this guy as a nice in between, I guess. Trap Trick is a really, really nice reprint. This card's now going to be like under $10 as an ultra rare, so you don't have to go over after those secret rares that held at $30+ for so long, which is really, really nice. For a lot of the players that like playing more stun decks or just trap heavy decks in general, really, really nice. And then probably like the biggest chase card of the set, and like always, like Boral Sword. If he's in a set, he's like the chase card. Obviously, this is amazing. The fact that he's not a Prismatic Seeker kind of blows me away. I guess it makes sense because he already has, 2 secret printings, so I guess they had to lower it. It'll still be a fairly high point. It's just a one of everybody's trying to get their hands on. It held really high for a while, and now it's definitely going to be way, way more affordable, which is super, super nice, but probably the best, like one of the best like reprints of the entire set. Then we move to some prismatic secret rares that are kind of like random. So one is Altergeist Multifaker, which is kind of funny because he just went to 1 on the ban list, but if you want to play one super sexy Multifaker, here is your chance now. Cyber Dragon Seeger, we saw Rev System get the downgrade to Super to make it a little more affordable. We also have an upgrade to Seeger if you really want to max rarity out your Cyber Dragons. This would get a slightly sexier version of Seeger, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's just a Link monster. Pretty solid card for the archetype, and it'd just be cool to have him at that special shininess. Next, Salamangreat Foxy. This is like the only... Oh, no, Heat Leo as well. I didn't put Heat Leo in here, but Heat Leo getting a rare and a nice reprint as well. But Foxy's kind of cool because like in the structure deck, he was just a common, and That was just it. But now he's finally, like, with Salamangreat Gazelle going down to 1, this guy is a much bigger part of your strategy now. Very important in getting you to where you need to be, and him being a little more sexy kind of just makes that a little nicer for Salamangreat players. Just a little pat on the back for Salamangreat players. Sekka's Light getting a Prismatic Secret Rare going from, I think, common to super to this, so this will be the new highest rarity, which is nice. Played in a couple different decks, BA, Thunder Dragon. Nice for them, for sure. Red Reboot, a really strong side deck staple against, like, back row decks. I mean, it already had a pretty high rarity, right? Was it a super or an ultra? I can't remember. But this is a Prismatic Secret, so it definitely will be higher than those. And it's just nice. I mean, these classic cards, like, hopefully this will lower the price a little bit. And it's nice. There's just a lot of these are so nice. World Legacy Succession, a very, very good one. This card has been, like, weirdly expensive for, like, forever. And especially with, like, IB coming out, any deck that uses, like, IB combos, this card's super abusable in, for sure, because you're just searching this, like, for free off of IB. And, like, you link IB off for a link monster, that opens up a zone. You can just revive something with this and then continue your plays. Really solid extender for sure. And with Monster Reborn at 1, this card can just be extra copies. Called by the Grave is going to be another one of the high chase cards here. A very, very standard, like, just staple in the meta right now. Just helps you play through hand traps. A lot of combo going around. And this definitely helps decks play through it. And now this is going to be the new highest rarity as a Prismatic Secret. Probably sitting around $15 on when the set's released, somewhere around there. But a pretty good card here to see reprinted. And I think that finishes us off. Sorry, that's my other thumbnail. So, right, I mean, honestly, there's so much stuff here. I want to go through everything and give a quick little note about everything. Hopefully I didn't take too much of your time here today, whatever you're seeing this. But seriously, the set is actually, like, super nice. I mean, I know, like, I get it, like, if you don't want to buy the set because, like, I'm in that same position where I'm not really interested in Thunder Dragon or Crusadia or, like, the Nightmare stuff. I already have my Nightmare stuff. Like, the only stuff I'm really interested in is literally, like, I don't have a Boral Sword yet, and I don't have, like, as far as strikers go, I don't have Widow Anchor or Engage. I just kind of waited on because I was like, I want to play the deck, but I don't want to spend that much money on that. I already have so many decks going on right now. And that's it. Like, literally, there's 3 cards in the set for me. And if you're like that, definitely just buy the singles. I mean, this set is going to plummet the singles enough to where, like, you should be fine if you just want the singles. Don't worry about buying actual tins because, I don't know, like that. And even, like, the promos, the 3 really nice, like, new card promos that are supposed to change the game, and I think they will to a degree. You can just buy the singles on those. I mean, they're promos. They're going to be cheap. They're so easy to get. You know, just by as these get opened, they'll be super available on market. So that's pretty much it for my whole review here. Just a ton of really nice reprints. That's what these sets are. I mean, you knew this was going to be a nice set. Just the question was what exactly was going to make it a nice set, and now we know. So guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, leave your thoughts down below. What are you looking forward to the most out of this entire set? What reprints do you love here more than anything? And subscribe if you haven't, because we're still trying to grow here at Just Nuts. So I'm going to end it off there, guys. Thank you so much for watching, as always, and have a great evening. Mwah!